Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are discussing symmetric and simultaneous linear differential equations. Is it? So symmetric linear equations means what? Two or more equations in two or more dependent variable, but only one independent variable, isn't it? And then we have started with the symmetric simultaneous linear differential equation that is of this form: dx by p equal to dy by q is equal to dz by r, right? Where p, q, r are the functions of x, y, z. So the solution of such equations, such symmetric equations, consist of two independent solutions we have seen. That is f1, which is a function of x, y, z, and f2 will be also a function of x, y, z. And both of these functions f1, f2 are linearly independent. So there can be infinitely many possibilities. Out of those infinitely many, we want only two, any two, okay, which are linearly independent. Suppose linearly independent means what? They should not be multiples of each other. For example, if we get the first solution as a x plus y plus z is equal to c1, then second solution cannot be 2 times x1 plus y1 plus z1 is equal to c1, because that is the multiple of first one, right? And that is linearly dependent. We want linearly independent solutions, remember. So those should not be multiples of each other. That we need to think. Clear? So we have started with the first method of solution of symmetric linear differential equation, that is method of grouping or combinations. In this method, we select any two groups such that the third variable is eliminated, right? So on converting into variable separable form, we get a solution which are linearly independent. So we have solved, and few questions I have given as a homework assignment. I hope you have solved and submitted on the Google Classroom. Then next is actually use of one solution to find the another. That means from method of grouping, the last method, if we get one solution and if we are unable to consider the two groups such that the third variable is eliminated to get the second solution, then how do we get the second solution? That is what we have discussed in this. That is, suppose to get the first solution, what we do when I equate the first two ratios, the third variable is eliminated completely, isn't it? And we can get the variable separable form. So what is the variable separable form from this? That will be x dx is equal to minus y dy. And that is variable separable form. When we integrate it with constant of integration, what is integration? X square by 2 plus y square by 2 is equal to c1. So when I multiply both sides by 2, what I'll get? X square plus y square is equal to 2c1, right? So that is the first solution we will get. Now to find the second solution, which is linearly independent of this first one, we need to consider again the different two groups. So can I equate the first and the last, first and third? Can I equate so that the third variable is eliminated? In case of first and last, what is the third variable? Yes?
Y.
Y will be the third variable in case of first and last group. And is it possible to eliminate this y throughout this? No, right? It is not possible directly. So what we do, if I equate the second and third, what I'll get? That will be dy by minus x is equal to dz by x into e to the power x square plus y square, right? Just a minute. X into e to the power x square plus y square. So I can cancel this x, but is it possible to cancel this? Is it possible to eliminate this x? Because of x is the third variable, right? So can we eliminate this?
Yes.
How?
X square plus y square is equals to 2c1.
2c1, yes. So the first solution we can substitute directly into this ratio. So what I'll get? dy by minus 1 is equal to dz by 2c1. isn't it? 2c1. See, 2c1 I can denote it by c1 dash also, different. So constant doesn't matter. Okay. So what now this is in variable separable form, e to the, e to the power z, no? E to the power z. Just a minute, huh? So this will be e to the power 2c1, I can say. So which is constant. So when I integrate both sides as it is in variable separable form, what would be integration minus y is equal to 1 upon e to the power 2 c1 z plus c2, right? Therefore, minus y minus 1 upon e raised to 2 c1 into z is equal to c2, and then substitute the value of c1. That will be your second solution. You can see which is completely linearly independent of the first one. They are not multiples of each other, isn't it? So this is how we can get the second solution. And this is not the only solutions. Remember, second and first are not the only solution. There can be infinitely many possibilities to find the solutions by any suitable mathematical operations. You can go get those variable separable form, and you can get the solution which are linearly independent. You can try the second one also. You can see here, if we equate the first two ratios, then the third variable is eliminated completely, which is z. We can get the first solution easily. What will be the first solution? Yes, what will be the first solution here? When I it is already in variable separable form, right? So when I equate, when I integrate it, what I'll get is log of x, na?
Log of x plus
Log
2
of
log
x 1 2, or we can say 1 by 2 log of x plus log y, and the constant we will consider to be log of c1, and this is nothing but what, using the log property, log of root x, right? Because x raised to half, so log of root x plus, and using the log property, log a plus b kya hota hai? That will be log ab. So that is log of root x into y is equal to log c1, and then by taking exponentials on both sides, what I'll get? Root x into y is equal to c1. That is your first solution, right? Now to find the second solution, can we equate the two ratios such that third variable is eliminated? When I equate the first and last, the third variable y is not possible to eliminate completely. When I equate the second and last, the third variable is x, and that is also not possible to eliminate completely. So instead of that, if I substitute the first one, first solution is root x into y is equal to c1. So when I square, what I'll get, xy square is equal to c1 square. Let us call it as a c1 dash, and we can substitute here, right? Xy square is equal to c1 dash. I can substitute here, and then that will be in variable separable form, or that is possible to get variable separable form. Integrate it, that will be the solution. Is this clear to everyone? Method of grouping. You can ask your doubts if any. Hello. Is this method clear? Is there any doubt?
Sir,
Yes.
so can you repeat second last and last step?
Second last and last step in this example.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the first solution. X square plus y square is equal to 2c1. Now to obtain the second solution, when I equate the second and third ratio, what is the third variable? X, isn't it? And that is when we can divide both sides by x, but that is not getting cancelled throughout, isn't it? That is still there in exponential function. So we cannot eliminate the third variable completely. So what we do, we substitute the first solution obtained, that is x square plus y square is equal to 27 into this. So that will be e to the power x square plus y square. So when I substitute x square plus y square is equal to 2c1, what I'll get? That will be dz upon e to the power 2c1. Is this clear? यहाँ तक clear है? Because x is getting cancelled now. And then you can see here that is in variable separable form because the denominator is constant. So it is just like dy is equal to dz, and that is in variable separable form, isn't it? Because 1 upon e to the power 2c1 is constant and minus 1 is also constant. So once we have variable separable form, we integrate it to get the solution. When we integrate it, integration of minus dy is minus y, and integration on the right hand side is this 1 upon e to the power 2c1, I guess, into z, right, plus c2. So that is the second solution, which is completely independent of the first. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how we can get the linearly independent solution. Okay, remember, this is not the only possibility. We can have different possibilities, different mathematical solutions to get the a different solution which is linearly independent of the first one. Let us now proceed with the next method, second method, method of multiplier. It says use of one solution. In the last we have seen use of one solution to the to find the another, but this method of multiplier is completely different from the first two. We are not going to equate these two ratios. So remember, in the exam, first we try the method of grouping, and if it is not possible to find the first and second solution with the help of method of grouping, and even using the method of first solution, then also we have the second method to solve further, that is a method of multiplier. It is completely different from the first two. What it says, if it is not possible to consider the two groups such that third variable is eliminated, or if it is not possible to find a solution using one solution, then we can apply the method of multipliers. What it says, let lmn be the first set of multiplier such that each ratio equal to the third ratio. Now what is this lmn? So lmn can be the constants, they can be variables, they can be the combination of constant as well as variable like x, y, z, or 1, 2, 3, whatever. Okay, how do we select this lmn? That is depends on this denominator term, this one. So we select the set of multiplier lmn such that each of these ratio is equal to the fourth ratio, this ratio ldx plus mdy plus ndz upon lp plus mq plus nr. What we are doing, we are multiplying by lmn to these ratios, to the numerator and denominator separately, and adding such that this denominator term must be 0. We have to select such lmn which gives the denominator term to be 0 of the fourth ratio, that is lp plus mq plus nr must be 0. And if it is possible to get such lmn, then the numerator will be equal to 0. Why the numerator will be 0? Because otherwise the solution will be infinite if the denominator is 0, isn't it? And to get some finite solution, we must have to get the numerator to be 0 such that 0 upon 0 will be indeterminate, and we, using L'Hopital rule, we can proceed further. So we consider the numerator to be 0, that is ldx plus mdy plus ndz, and its integration gives the solution. That's it. So what is the main thing here in this method of multiplier? To get the correct set of multiplier lmn. That is our choice. Such that lp plus mq plus nr must be 0. For example, you can see here some standard set of multipliers are lmn or lx my nz or l by x m by y n by z. Okay, that is our convenience, that is our choice, so that the denominator will be 0, or this, or this, or this. There are infinitely many such choices. For example, you can see in the first question, This is of the form dx upon x into 2y raised to 4 minus z raised to 4 is equal to dy upon y into z raised to 4 minus 2x raised to 4 is equal to dz upon z into x raised to 4 minus y raised to 4. So if we try the method of grouping, so is it possible to eliminate the third variable? If I equate the first two ratios, what is the third variable? Z, right? And is it possible to eliminate this z completely from these ratios by method of grouping? Hello? I'm asking to you. Is it possible to eliminate z?
No, sir.
No. Or even if I consider the second and third ratio, the third variable is x, which is not possible to eliminate. Isn't it? So that is why this method is their method of multiplier. What this method says, let me explain with this question, this example. There are three ratios, right? Dx upon p, this one, dy upon q, and dz upon r. So p, q, r are the denominators of these ratios. So what we do, we select lmn such that when I multiply by lmn to these ratios, I'll get the addition to be 0. So we can see here, first term is when I exclude this x, y, z term, then what I'll get? 2y raised to 4. And is there any y raised to 4 term there? Yes, here in the last, right? So 2y raised to 4 and y raised to 4 term is there. So to cancel this, what should I get here to cancel these two terms? I should have 2 here, right? Because already minus sign is there. Minus sign is there to this. So when I add them, that will be 0, right? Is this clear? Is this clear to you, everyone?
Yes,
See,
sir.
first, what I'm doing, first I'm trying to eliminate these x, y, z's because they are problematic. This x, this y, and this z. So eliminate means what? I'll multiply the denominator by 1 upon x, 1 upon y, 1 upon y. Because you can see here only, when I multiply these denominators by 1 upon x, 1 upon y, and 1 upon z, right? So this gets cancelled. Similarly, we have to multiply to the numerator also, 1 upon x, 1 upon y, and 1 upon z. But still, x, y, z is getting cancelled, but still the terms are not getting cancelled throughout. You can see here 2y raised to 4 and just minus y raised to 4. So what I'll have to do? I'll have to multiply by 2 also, right? So when I multiply, what I'll be getting? 2x raised to 4 minus 2y raised to 4. So 2y raised to 4 is getting cancelled with this. 2x raised to 4 is the term will be cancelled with this minus 2x raised to 4, right? Hello? And
Yes,
this minus z raised to 4 term is getting cancelled with this plus z raised to 4 term. So this set will work. This set of multipliers will work. Which set? What is the set of multiplier here? क्या होगा lmn का value? 1 upon x, 1 upon y, and 2 by z. Is this point clear? So,
yes, sir.
So with this set of multiplier, I'm writing here, with this set of multiplier, each of these ratio is equal to the fourth ratio. So how do I write? Just a minute, let me show you. Okay, how do I write here? So each of these ratio, the next step is, the first step is let lmn is 1 upon x, 1 upon y, and 2 by z be the set of multiplier. So with this set of multiplier, each of these ratio is equal to the fourth ratio. And what is the fourth ratio? LP, sorry, LDX. What is L? 1 upon x dx plus 1 upon y dy and plus 2 by z dz upon LP, that is 1 upon x into the whole p. You can write plus 1 upon y into the whole cube plus 2 by z into the whole r, such that this denominator is getting cancelled. You can see here this x gets cancelled, y will get cancelled, z will get cancelled, and 2 times gives, so when it get cancelled, what it left? 2y raised to 4 minus z raised to 4 plus z raised to 4 minus 2x raised to 4, and यहाँ से plus 2x raised to 4 minus 2y raised to 4, right? So this is getting cancelled and we get the denominator to be 0. So once we get the denominator 0, we equate the numerator is also to be 0. So what the numerator is? 1 upon x dx plus 1 upon y dy plus 2 by z dz is equal to 0. Right? And we integrate it. So integration of 1 upon x dx plus integration of 1 upon y dy plus integration of 2 by z dz is equal to c1. So what will be the integration here? Log x plus log y plus log of z square is equal to, say, log c1, so that we can merge the log. So using log property, that is log of x y z square is equal to log c1, and by taking exponentials on both sides, what I'll get? X y z square is equal to c1, and that is my first solution. Is this clear to everyone? Hello? Please ask if you have doubts. Is there anyone who is having doubt in method of multiplier? So this is how the first solution is obtained using the method of multiplier. Now to get the second solution, we again select the different set of multiplier to get the different solution. See, once we have select 1 by x, 1 by y, and 2 by z, you cannot select the multiple of these multipliers. You cannot select 2 by x, 2 by y, and 4 by z. Though it is giving the 0 denominator, but that is the 2 times first set, na? So that will give the multiple or the dependent solution of the first one. Okay, so you cannot select such multiplier to find the second solution. Is this clear? So select different independent set of multiplier to get the independent solution. So can you think about the second set of multiplier? Can you tell me what should be the second set of multiplier? See, to get the multipliers is the trial and error process. Can you see here, bracketed terms are fourth order term, right? Fourth order. 2y raised to 4, z raised to 4, z raised to 4. So if I multiply these terms by, or if when I multiply inside, what I'll get is, just see here, but on multiplying x inside, what I'll be getting 2, I'm writing here in top, 2xy raised to 4 minus x z raised to 4 plus y z raised to 4 minus 2yz raised to 4 plus z x raised to 4 minus zy raised to 4. So to cancel each of these term, see here 2y raised to 4, 2xy raised to 4, 2xy raised to 4. So what should I do? If I multiply this first ratio by x cube, then will it work? When I multiply by x cube, that will be x raised to 4, right? So 2x raised to 4, y raised to 4. Then here by y cube, so that will be y raised to 4. So here also x raised to 4, right? Then y raised to 4, z raised to 4, and here also y raised to 4, z raised to 4. Here also when I multiply by z cube, then that will be z raised to 4, z raised to 4. So will it work? X raised to 4, z raised to 4. Yes, it is getting cancelled with this x raised to 4, z raised to 4, right? Then yes, this is also getting cancelled. Y raised to 4, z raised to 4. This is not getting cancelled, no?
So the fourth term should be 2y raised to 4 x raised to 4, na?
Fourth term, okay. 2. This one.
No, sir. Starting fourth one.
Fourth one, okay. This one, just a minute.
Yes.
2y raised to 4. Yes, sorry. It must be x raised to 4. Yes, so that will get cancelled with this, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. Then x raised to 4, z raised to 4 is getting cancelled with this. Yes, and y raised to 4. Yes, now it is okay. So everything is getting cancelled, right? And the sum will be 0. So yes, it works. So what is the second set of multiplier? X cube, y cube, z cube. Is this clear? So these two set of multiplier gives the two different solutions. So with this set of multiplier, what will be my solution? With x cube, y cube, z cube. Each of these ratios, I'm writing here only, you can see here, each of these ratios will be equal to the fourth ratio. And what is my fourth ratio? It will be x cube dx, y cube dy, z cube dz, and here x cube p, y cube q, and z cube r. Right? So denominator is 0, and therefore numerator also will be 0. So what will be the numerator then? Numerator is x cube dx, y cube dy, and z cube dz. So integrate it, that will be a solution. So what will be the solution here then? This integration gives This integration gives x raised to 4 by 4 plus y raised to 4 by 4 plus z raised to 4 by 4 is equal to C2. That will be 4C2, and that is completely independent of the first one. You can see. What was the first solution? X, y, z square na, is equal to C2, na? C1. Is this clear to you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can ask your doubts if any. What about the second one? Just try the set of multipliers to the second question. Second example. See, let us solve this second one in detail so that you'll get the idea how do we solve such questions in detail. Just a minute, let me try on the screen. was that? Dx upon x into y square plus z. Okay, I'm writing here only. Dx upon x into y square plus z, na? Equal to dy upon minus y into x square plus z is equal to dz upon z into x square minus y square. Yes. What should be the first set of multiplier?
So 1 by x, 1 by y, 1 by z.
Will it work? 1 by x gives y square. Okay, that is getting cancelled with the last y square, right? Then plus z is getting cancelled with this.
Yes,
Yes. Then minus x. Yes, it will work. So choose, let 1 upon x, 1 upon y, and 1 upon z as a first set of multiplier such that each ratio equals each of these ratio equals to the fourth ratio, and that is 1 upon x into dx plus 1 upon y dy plus 1 upon z dz, the whole upon 1 upon x into y square plus z plus 1 upon y into minus y into x square plus z plus 1 upon z into x square minus y square. You can see here these x, y, z, x is getting cancelled with this y and z. So it left 0 denominator. That will gives 1 upon x dx plus 1 upon y dy plus 1 upon z dz upon y square plus z minus x square minus z plus x square minus y square. So everything is getting cancelled from the denominator, and that is equals to dx 1 upon x dx plus 1 upon y dy plus 1 upon z dz, the whole upon 0. And that will implies 1 upon x dx plus 1 upon y dy plus 1 upon z dz is equals to 0. And hence integrating, so integration of 1 upon x dx plus integration of 1 upon y dy plus integration of 1 upon z dz equal to c1. So what will be integration? Log of x log x y and z na, is equal to log c1. Say log here, log c1. So therefore x, y, z is equal to c1. Is this clear to everyone? The solution, first solution.
Yes, sir.
Log x plus log y plus log z is merged using log property. Log a plus log b is log ab. So try the second set of multiplier.
Sir, we can use yz, zx, and xy.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me try here. Let me write here. Uh, YZ
ZX
hmm? ZX
XY.
XY. So YZ ZX XY. Let me write here only. YZ. So that will be XYZ minus XYZ and plus XYZ. Just check everyone. Will it work? Will it give the zero denominator? X, Y. So X, Y square Z, right? Plus X, Y, Z square, na? Here it will be Y cube, na? Y cube, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? And then X, Y, Z.
Yes,
So
sir.
that will be Z square. Minus X cube, na? X cube.
YX cube Z. YZ.
Just Yx cube Z, huh? Yx cube Z. And what is next? ZX.
Minus Y Z square X.
Minus Y Z square X, huh?
ZX cube Y.
Zx cube Y plus Zx cube Y. And the last is
Minus
minus.
Z Y cube X.
Okay, so is it getting cancelled now? Just check. Xy cube Z. Xy cube Z, yes. Then XYZ square. XYZ square, yes. Minus Yx cube Z plus Yx, yes. Everything is getting cancelled and it gives the zero denominator. So yes, it works. This set of multiplier gives the solution to be what will be the solution in this case? In this case, the solution is yz dx plus zx dy plus xy dz is equal to 0. So its integration gives xyz plus xyz plus xyz, right, is equal to C2, and that is 3 times xyz is equal to C2. But that is the multiple actually. That is dependent. Can you see here? It is the dependent solution, right? It is the 3 times, and that is actually we want linearly independent solution. So this is giving the dependent solution. So that will not be work actually then. Because these are not different solutions. So combinedly they represent only one solution. We want the 2 different independent solutions. So we'll have to try the different set of multiplier. What should be the second set of multiplier for this? There are infinitely many possibilities. You just have to try. Trial and error. क्या होगा बताओ?
minus y and z.
X minus y z.
X, Y,
Minus
Z.
x minus y and z.
That is x y z. X y z or minus x
X,
minus
Y.
y and z, na? Minus x minus y and z, na? Plus
Yes,
z.
sir.
Okay, we can try to
Yes, sir,
this.
plus z.
Minus x. Okay, so that will be minus x square y square. Then minus x square z, right? Then plus y square x square. Then plus y square z. Then plus z square x square minus z square y square. Check now. X square y square is getting cancelled with this minus x square z. No, it is x square z square, na? No, it will not work.
Yes, sir.
It will not.
X, Y, Z.
X Y Z. Just a minute. Let's try the X Y Z. X Y Z gives x square y square. Then x square z minus x square y square minus y square z plus z square x square minus y square z square. You know? I think this is also not work, na? X square y square is getting cancelled with this x square z. No, it will not work actually. This is also will not work. This also will not work. This also will not work. What we do? X y square x square y. X y square x square y. X. If you multiply by x to the first ratio, then we'll get xy square second by y, then minus x square y square. Okay. Okay, and now from the first one, x square z, and here x square z square, x square z. Okay, and the last one is 1. Then will it work? X, y, and 1, and minus 1 actually. Then check. Will it work? X, y, minus 1. हो रहा है क्या इसके लिए? X, y minus 1. So that will give x square y square plus x square z minus x square y square minus y square z minus 1, na? So minus x square z and plus y square z. Will it work?
Yes, sir.
It is actually right. X square y square, x square y square, x square z, x square z, y square z, y square. Yes, it works. So the second set of multiplier must be xy minus 1. So with this second set of multiplier, what will be the solution? क्या होगा? X dx plus y dy minus dz upon 0. Directly I'm writing. So therefore, x dx plus y dy minus dz is equal to 0. Its integration gives the solution. So what is its solution? What is integration? क्या होगा solution? So that is equals to x square by 2 plus y square by 2 minus z is equal to c2. So that is x square, यहाँ लिखता हूँ मैं, x square plus y square minus 2z is equal to c2, and that is completely independent of the first one. Is it okay? Is this clear to everyone? You can see that both are completely independent. So that gives the second solution. Hello. So see these questions. Still the third one is there. You can see the third question. See, take a screenshot of these questions. Third question as well as these three, 4 questions. Can you see in the question number 4? See, first we try the method of grouping, if it is possible to apply. So is it possible to apply the method of grouping in the fourth one? When I equate the first 2 ratios, I can get my first solution by method of grouping. What is that first solution? By separating its variable x dx is equal to minus y dy, right? So this is in variable separable form. When I integrate it, x square by 2 plus y square by 2 is equal to c1. So the first solution is x square plus y square is equal to c1 dash. Is this clear? Now, for the second solution, I cannot use the method of grouping because it is not possible to eliminate. And even the method of first solution also, I cannot substitute. So better if I use the method of multiplier to get the second solution. So what should be the multiplier? You can see here y minus x.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, 2x and minus 3y. So 3y I should get cancelled with this y, so it will be 3 times. So 3 times, and then x, this should be 2. Yeah? So the multiplier is 3, 2 and 1. Na? 3, 2, 1. Will it work? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1 will be the set of multiplier. So the each of these ratio equal to 3 dx plus 2 dy plus 1 into dz upon 0, and that will gives 3 dx plus 2 dy plus dz is equal to 0. Its integration gives 3x plus 2y plus z is equal to c1 and c2, and that is completely independent of the first one, you can see, and hence that is the second solution. Is this clear? So these two, first along with the second, together represent the solution of this equation 1, fourth question. How do I write it? Its solution will be f of f1, that is x square plus y square, and f2, that is 3x plus 2y plus z, is equal to 0. That is the combined solution, general solution we can say. Is this point clear? What about the fifth one? Can we apply the method of grouping here? By direct inspection, we cannot apply, isn't it? I think it is not possible to equate. I think if I equate the second and third one, third variable is
Sir, it
not
is
there.
possible, sir.
But is it possible to get the
For
variable?
second and third.
Okay, second and third, na? Okay, let's try for the second and third. When I equate, can we get its variable separable form? So when I equate y minus z dy is equal to y plus z dz. So y minus y dy minus z dy plus equal to y dz plus z dz. I think it's not possible to get the variable separable from this. Is it? Can we separate these variables? Hello? Even we cannot use the multiplication property also, I guess. So that is not possible to convert it into variable separable form. So that is why it is not possible to use the method of grouping for second as well as third. So better if we apply the method of multipliers to both of those solutions. Okay? Yes, but in question number 6, you can see in question number 6, when I equate the first two ratios, I'll be getting directly its variable separable form dx is equal to dy, and its integration gives x minus y is equal to c1. Very easy, the first solution. And even in question number 7th also, I can get the same solution, no? X minus y is equal to c1. But the question is how to get the second solution. Let's try one of these so that you can try the second. Which one do I solve here? What do you think? Question number 6 or 7 for the second solution. Tell me which question should I try here? 6 or 7?
7th, sir. 7th.
Seventh.
Okay. Try the 7th one. Now the first solution we have obtained is x minus y is equal to c1. Okay, for the 7th one also. Let's start with that only. The first solution is x minus y is equal to c1. Now for the second solution, consider again the three ratios dx upon 1, dy upon 1. Dx upon 1 is equal to dy upon 1 is equal to dz upon e to the power xy plus sine of xy plus x square y square whole times x plus y. Okay. Now, even I guess we don't have the multipliers also, so that the denominator will be 0. So what
Hello,
we do?
sir.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption, but it's our lunch time, sir.
It will be at 12, na?
No, sir. It's 11:45 to 12:20, sir.
12:20.
11:40 to 12:20, sir.
Just give me 5 minutes. We'll
Okay,
finish
sir.
it before 5 minutes only. Okay. So we cannot apply this method of multiplier and even the method of grouping also for the second solution. So what we do here, if I multiply the first two ratios by x and y, then what I'll get here, x dx plus y dy upon and that is equal to the fourth ratio, that is dz upon e to the power xy plus sine of xy plus x square y square the whole times xy, x plus y. So why I did this? Because I can see here the extra term x plus y is there, and to cancel that term, I can multiply these two ratios by x and y and add, so that this x plus y extra term is getting cancelled from these two ratios. It's getting cancelled like this. And now, if we look at this numerator, that is nothing but the derivative of xy, right? D of xy by using the product rule is equal to dz upon e to the power xy plus sine of xy plus x square y square. And now when I substitute for xy is equal to say v, different variable, then x dy plus y dx. Actually here I should multiply by reverse. That should not be, just a minute. See here. Here I'll multiply by y and here I'll multiply by x. So that I'll get x plus y in the denominator. Just check, okay. So x and y, sorry, y and x. So that this will be y dx plus x dy becomes dv, right? And that is equal. Therefore, this will be equals to what? This will gives dv equals to dz upon e to the power v plus sine v plus v square. So that we will get its variable separable form. That is e to the power v plus sine v plus v square. Its derivative with respect to v is equal to dz, and that is variable separable form. So when I integrate, what will be the integration? E to the power v plus integration of sine is minus cos v plus v cube by 3 is equal to z plus c2. Is an integration of dz. And then substitute the value of v. So what will be the final? E to the power v. V is xy, e raised to xy minus cos of xy plus xy the whole cube by 3 is equal to z plus c2, and that is completely independent of the first solution. What was the first? First was x minus y is equal to c1, you can see. So hence this will gives the second solution. Okay, so we just try the question number 6 in similar manner. You also have to try the question number 5 by using the method of multipliers, and that will end this topic, simultaneous and symmetric differential equations. So you just solve these questions and submit as a homework assignment today, and even those questions from tutorial also. Thank you, everyone.
So all 7. All 7.
No, all 7. Not all 7. Actually, we have solved the. So you need to submit question number 3. Okay, from this, because first 2 we have solved. Question number 3, then question number 5 and 6. 3, 5, 6. Okay.